you need to understand that in Gaza, civil order has collapsed and the health system have collapsed. And now they've bombed the hospital, the biggest one. I mean, every aspect of what's happening, like I said, whether we talk about animals or we talk about the electricity grid, we talk about the air, water, everything has been destroyed by the Israelis. The goal here is pure terror. They want to terrify people. They want to make them run away. And because Gaza will become so unlivable, they will flee to Egypt, or if they're in the West Bank, they'll flee to Jordan. And then Israel can do what? Israel can go ahead with the Ben Gurion Canal, which is also a U.S. project. In the 1960s, the Americans, they came up with a plan to detonate 520 nuclear bombs in the desert to help Israel excavate this canal, right? So, I mean, this is a classified document. It's real, and the canal goes right next to Gaza. Now, of course, if there's a canal going next to Gaza and people are resisting, which is a natural human response because no one wants to take Israel's shit, then it's not going to work. So the Israelis are wiping Gaza out completely. And then they will also save money because they can reroute the canal, make it shorter and then save on costs, right? Obviously. So it's like when you're building a pipeline, if it's under 2,000 kilometers, the shorter the better, right? The shorter the cheaper. So there's that, and then there's the gas that Gaza has, that Syria have, that Lebanon have, and we know for a fact the Israelis have tried to steal that, like in broad daylight, and only when Hezbollah and Nasrallah, as we were just listening to, when he threatened them to blow their ship up, then they backed off. They make people resort to violence because you can see from the video, they do this, they do that to you. So anyway, I was just saying that there's the gas, and then there's also, of course, the new Silk Road. If you destroy all the ports in the Mediterranean, especially Syria, Beirut, and I mean Latakia is the port city in Syria. Israel has bombed it many times. Beirut mysteriously blew up in 2020. And, Gaza is also a port city and has been in history. So, if you disable all of these, what is the only port left? Haifa in occupied Palestine. So now Israel is the only one that can, run exports, and they have the shipping lane. Yeah. So go watch the videos because you'll understand everything, and you'll understand why they're behaving like this, why they're doing this to people. And it doesn't, obviously, that doesn't make it any better. I don't care what the reason is. This is genocide. This is disgusting, inexcusable. I think, this is worse than the Nazis because, the Israelis, they manipulate and abuse the Holocaust to silence political critics, okay? Which is an insult to Holocaust victims. It's an insult to victims of the Nazis because the Holocaust was a massacre. It was a genocide. Millions of people died. It's not, a political tool or a football to be lobbed around. And it doesn't belong to Israel, not every Jew is an Israeli. Again, that Israel wants you to think that, and that is ironically an anti-Semitic trope. But I want to say something that, if you're a people and, someone committed genocide against you, you should be the last people on earth to do this to somebody else. Do you know what I mean? That's why it's worse. Because you would think the Israelis, after the Holocaust, and again, it doesn't belong to them or anything, but I'm just saying because they bring it up, you would think the Israelis would be the last people on earth to do something like that to somebody else because they know how painful it is. And yet here they are, right in front of us, committing genocide. And have been for 75 years, really. It's just that now, with social media and the intensity of this, Israel having to hurry up to deliver on gas, all these, reasons, and de-dollarization, the intensity of it has increased, but it's been an ongoing process, a Nakba, for 75 years. It's the longest occupation in modern history. It literally is.